The senator from Nebraska.
Mr. President, I rise today to continue my tribute to Nebraska's heroes and the current generation of men and women who have given their lives defending our freedom in Iraq and Afghanistan. Each of these Nebraskans has a powerful story, and today I will reflect upon the life of Army Captain Robert Yllescas of Osceola, Nebraska. Rob's life began in Guatemala, where he was born and raised. His mother, Barbara, would often bring young Rob to Nebraska during visits to her family in Osceola. When in Nebraska, Rob made plenty of friends, and he fell in love with the good life. He also met a young girl named Dina, who would one day become his wife. After graduating high school in Guatemala in 1996, Rob moved to Nebraska permanently, and he enrolled at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. He also enlisted in the Nebraska Army National Guard. Rob had always wanted to serve in the military, and he hoped to become a general one day. With this in mind, Rob enrolled in Army ROTC at UNL. Fate had something else in store for Rob during his college years, too. He reconnected with Dina. They fell in love, were engaged a year later, and were married on July 29th in the year 2000. Rob continued his studies and training, later graduating from UNL in May 2001 and receiving his commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. That August, Rob and Dina welcomed the birth of their first daughter, Julia. A short time later, Lieutenant Rob Yllescas began his first active duty assignment on September 10th, 2001. The very next day, everything changed for Rob, his family, and our nation. America's military priorities transformed dramatically, focusing on a new mission to combat terrorism. From the beginning of his military service, Rob's commanding officers took note of his character and his leadership. One commander said, "Yllescas was an extraordinary person to be around. He brought that lead from the front mentality to his work." Another soldier who served with him said, "Rob was as strong as an ox with a smile as big as Nebraska." Over the next several years, life became fast-paced for the Yllescas family. Rob deployed to Iraq in 2003 for a year, and then he returned for a second deployment in 2005, when the fighting grew more intense. Returning home to Nebraska in 2006, Rob continued to excel in the military, later graduating from Army Ranger School. Rob achieved the rank of captain and was assigned to the 6th Squadron of the 4th Cavalry Regiment. He took command of Bravo Troop, known as the Blackfoots. After nearly 2 years of training and earning the respect of his troops, Rob learned he would deploy to Afghanistan. Shortly before his deployment, Rob and Dina welcomed their second daughter, Eva, on February 1st, 2008. Upon arriving in Afghanistan, Captain Yllescas and Bravo Troop were stationed at Camp Keating. This outpost, located in the eastern province of Nuristan, was known to many as the most dangerous territory in Afghanistan. Camp Keating had been under constant attack since becoming operational in 2006. 2 prior camp commanders had been killed before the Blackfoots arrived. Once again, Captain Yllescas made an immediate impact. His lead from the front approach earned the respect of his men and improved their relations with the local Afghan leaders. Rob carried himself with a grace that would calm the nerves of these community leaders, and he often met with them unarmed and without that full battle rattle. but his charismatic style and the improved relations quickly became a threat to the enemy forces in the region. Camp Keating, located in the Kamdesh district, was known to American troops as the tip of the spear. Al-Qaeda and Taliban militants moved freely through this area from safe havens in Pakistan. They filtered weapons and ammunition through this region to engage with coalition forces throughout Afghanistan. One soldier described his tour at Camp Keating saying, "I was either extremely bored or extremely terrified." For months, Captain Yllescas and his Blackfoots continued their focus on improving relations with the local Afghan community, and things seemed to be moving in the right direction. As Captain Yllescas made progress, he also drew the attention of the enemy militants. By the fall of 2008, they were coordinating plans to remove this threat to their supply chain. On October 28, 2008, a remotely controlled IED was detonated and seriously wounded Captain Yllescas as part of a planned assassination attempt. Rob was quickly evacuated out of Afghanistan. He was stabilized and moved to the Bethesda Naval Medical Center outside of Washington, D.C. Throughout this time at the medical center, Dina remained at his side. During Rob's second week at Bethesda Naval Medical Center, President George W. Bush visited him on November 10th and personally awarded him the Purple Heart. Rob's best day occurred when his daughter Julia entered his hospital room. Just seeing Julia seemed to ease his mind. Ultimately, Rob's severe leg and head wounds were too much to overcome. Captain Robert Yllescas died on December 1st, 2008. A week later, the auditorium in Osceola, Nebraska, was filled to capacity with people honoring their hometown hero. In the time since, Dina and Rob's mother, Barbara, have become very active in the Gold Star family activities throughout Nebraska. And his daughters, Julia, who is now 15, and Eva, now 8, are also active in this cause. The two of them are well known for their beautiful voices and singing of patriotic songs at veterans events. For his service to our nation, Captain Rob Yllescas earned many military decorations. Among the many important badges and decorations he earned, Captain Yllescas was awarded the Bronze Star, Purple Heart, Iraq Campaign Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, and the Ranger Tab. Captain Robert Yllescas embodied the pride of his state, served his country, and loved his family. And I am honored to tell his story. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.